Did you know that you're the only person right now watching the stream that isn't subbed? That's true. You got to sub or you suck and you should lose all your games. So hit the sub button. 99.9% of you are subbed. You aren't subbed and you're the problem. So go sub. So what's your goal with the game?
I would kind of like to just climb. I pretty much stopped playing like around like seriously playing 7-8 years ago, and I've just picked it up the last few weeks. I think the highest I got back in the day was like Diamond 2. But yeah, I just feel like everything that I learned back in the day is kind of just gone from my brain.
Okay. I'm just looking through your open. Can you see my screen? All right. So yeah, I mean, if you got all the way up to Diamond 2, I would find it very bizarre that we're sitting in Silver.
Yeah.
You're not telling me a fib, are you? You're not fibbing?
No, I don't want to throw my friend under the bus, but I started playing with him. He like last played for like a few months back in college, so I've been solo queuing with him. Not blaming him at all, right? But I've been pretty much exclusively duo queuing with him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're back at the game. You've been winning recently. Let's go ahead and look at this loss where you're like 10, 8, and 18. I'd like to see what exactly went wrong with this game. So you open by guarding. Let me see what you did exactly. So I pretty much judge people from level 1, minute 1. So your goal is when I look at a random VOD, you left base right away. That's a good start. Pinged. Only one ping, but that's cool. Throw out your W, which should cancel the invade. Oh, this Nocturne's fucking crazy. I think you make a misplay here. Let's talk about this. You might hate me for judging you this harshly, but I think this is an opportunity that you just missed. So, all right, you come out and you recognize, you're like, okay, I cancel the invade, and then you walk over here and you push these guys out and you get Nocturne's flash, right? Well, you have a little moment where you're actually allowed to stop their back one more time. Actually, no, you don't, because you just used W. Never mind. I don't like this now. I thought you had W coming up sooner, but no, you don't. You used pretty wild cooldown early. 18 seconds. God damn. My logic was going to be, but then I saw the cooldown was 11 seconds. My logic was going to be walk up and stop this guy's back because you know these guys are going to back often and you can fling a W into this bush one more time. Does that make sense? Which would be worth it because
further stagger the jungler in mid.
Yeah, so like Veigar's useless in mid anyway, so taking a little bit of damage to stop this guy's back kind of kills the jungle early. Like really fucks him up. Usually, I mean, you're trading a little bit of HP to fling out a W, but he's already behind, and if you stop his back one more time, he's gonna have depression. And then he's gonna be clearing with like 10 HP the entire lane phase. That's gonna make his ganks a lot weaker. But it totally hinged on whether or not you had W, and it wasn't up anytime soon, so I was wrong.
You can't see chat inside of replay mode, can you?
Usually not, no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
States that she's drunk, like probably like 5 minutes in.
Oh, nice. Good for her. Look, she's carrying though, look. Ooh. It doesn't go that bad. Are you sure you're not drunk?
Yeah, that was not the play.
Were you so drunk that you forgot you were drunk?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Because this is a questionable early. So let's get into the nitty gritty of what I'm witnessing right now. Okay. I'm gonna be pretty. I'm gonna be pretty critical early.
Yeah,
Let
please do.
me. So let's start with the open. So right off the jump, Lux gets hooked. Pike is very, very low though, so that's good news for you. You auto Pike right away, and then you go for W. That's trash. The W is trash. The auto was fine. Going for the W and tanking some minions is not great, but it's whatever. And then now you're in this interesting situation where you've got this wave like right here. And what you should do every single time that you're in lane is you should just kind of draw an imaginary line where you're at, okay? Like, where's the wave at roughly? I call it the line of scrimmage. And what does it look like? So here, actually, the line would be more like this, something. Because of these goofy minions here, right? So I don't really like how you're standing off to the side of the minions because it's very, very awkward. I mean, you're not going to get ganked by Nocturne ever from here. I mean, you might. But I'm uncomfortable with it because you've shifted so far away from the Lux. So it's not great positionally. What you want to do is you always want to work off of your teammate, even if they're drunk. So ideally, you could do the same exact thing, except play this minion cluster right here. And then as you like auto bounce back, auto bounce back, auto bounce back behind this, I always call minions like sandbags. Like peek your nose up, shoot, back up, peek your nose up, shoot, back up. And the idea here is it makes it near impossible for Pike to ever hook you. He can't no longer hook you. And you can do what you're doing. You clearly want to guard the minions. I can tell. You want to auto them, right? That's what you're doing here with this.
Mhm.
So watch your body language. It's not terrible because you are like walking forward, but you really want to be like right here. Because the way that you're standing is just awkward as shit. And it exposes you to more skill shots and it makes it harder for Lux to help you if you get hit.
Yep.
And then, yeah, whatever this play is, I don't know what you were doing.
Well, like the thought process was to flash because they would probably kill Lux potentially if they hooked her, but she got level 2 there.
Oh my god, but you don't give a shit. Dude, never, ever, ever blow your flash to save morons. Never. Never, 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 okay? It's just that's what I would call like fancy pants syndrome. Now you get the kill. You shove and recall. Okay. Are we buying the health first instead of the damage with Triforce?
To be honest, I've been going fully blitz.gg. Like,
yeah. Is that something they do?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know if it's because of the patch reset or not. I'm not like super familiar with any of the builds.
Clock is 3:42. This replay is already bugging. I can't see items. 3:42.
What would be like the ideal path for Ashe?
No, you're fine. The Triforce Rush is fine. I just meant that you bought health for Triforce. See?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would just go damage. Unless, like, I don't know. I hate the idea of being an ADC and, like, rushing health crystal. It just seems very strange to me. That's all. But yeah, going, like, Kraken Triforce is, like, completely standard, I believe. I think that's, honestly, I haven't looked up Ashe's itemization in a while. Let me see. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's just, the most winningest combo in Korea is actually... yeah, boots, Triforce, or I'm sorry, boots, Kraken into Triforce, or Kraken free boots into Berserker Greaves Triforce. Either way is cool. Or Triforce first. All of those are decent options, but generally speaking, the people that go Kraken first are winning more than the people that don't. Make sense?
Yep.
But I probably just push Kraken instead. But yeah, either's cool. Just watching how you move. All right. So this is a good all-in spot right here. So I noticed like right here, you're pretty quiet and you're not really pinging anything, which is a shame because you've got Ghost right now and you know the enemy team has no sums. Remember from earlier?
Yep.
You should be fighting. So you should be target pinging here. This is pretty bad to not just be going in. Let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of the jungler here ever? Even without vision?
No.
And why not?
I know that he's behind. He hypothetically could be in like the bottom bush.
That's
but
fair.
I'm like, really afraid of, yeah, the pressure from try, but
So when I look at this VOD, I think to myself, well, he just took their sums. He backed bot. Enemy team rolls up with jack shit and no sustain. You have a wave at your back and you're not just like target pinging to go. I would literally just try to snowball the lane right here and end the lane. Your champion has the best chase of all the ADCs. And they're standing in front of your face and you have ghost up. This is an all-in spot 100% of the time.
who would be like the priority target at this like spot?
Isa, just run her down. What can she do?
True.
W her and I mean, once Lux is here, target ping, slam a W and ghost at her and just get ready to sidestep Pike's bullshit and you win. Because you've got all these minions behind you to use as like a buffer. So if it gets hairy, you could just duck back to the minions and play it out normally.
Okay, that makes sense.
See, watch what you do here. You just break even, which is unacceptable in my opinion. See how you guys are just hanging out with them?
Yeah,
Once that wave gets once that wave gets under tower, your ability to all in is dead. I mean, for some reason they decide to just flip it on the lane all in there, which was weird, but you could have just ended the lane phase on your own. You didn't need to even wait. Oh god, you're going crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely drunk in this one.
So let's talk about that. So you get the Nocturne kill. Spot like this, you shouldn't be like running at them in a straight line like you're crazy. You should have just instead secure the dragon and poke.
Okay.
Because you're kind of just flipping it without sums while the dragon beats on you guys. It would have been much better to just fall back while hitting the dragon. Then it resets. At this point, I would check bot lane and go, what do I do with this? I think I would just slam a recall right now if I were you.
This is the weirdest thing. I guess like play it and look at like our position.
Yeah.
The dragon basically attacks us, even though it went back in dragon pit. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I was in no one. Yeah, you missed a substantial amount of farm there. I think it's because you overplayed this fight. Made things a little weird. The minute that they contest, and it's all messy like this, just try to control your lane and just get out. Now that I look this back over, just try to control and leave because you have double buffs. And you can always just fade away. But when you're... So basically, the reason I'm uncomfortable and I said you're going crazy is this right here. Just like freeze this in your head. Like... This is ugly to me. You see?
Yeah.
You're the first person they're always going to target. And that's never good. Like... And this is the part where people say, but NEACE... You know, if my team doesn't have any tanks or bruisers or whatever, engage or whatever the fuck, what am I supposed to do? How are we supposed to win fights? Well, optimally, this spot would be just poke. You would just back up and just poke and realize that like, it's not necessary to flip it on drag. We can just go back to farming. And you would have been golden because if you had managed to swing around and keep your health high, because you lost so much here. Like, I don't think you realized the timing was so gross. It, honest to God, does not get much worse than this in terms of a losing XP. Like, this is the worst. And this is why I tell people, like, as an ADC, your goal is to catch waves and survive. Unfortunately for you, you miss so much XP that you actually put yourself back even with these guys again. See how she's like ahead of you in XP slightly?
Wow.
Isn't that dumb?
Yeah, wasn't a good play.
Well, it's yeah, I mean, it's not a good play, but like, I want you to start identifying moments where it's like, where you're going to lose a lot of things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When you're going to lose a lot of XP and start trying to like lean towards voting for that as opposed to voting for a random fight in River.
I think this is probably my biggest problem that I've identified is I tend to either snowball the game, even when I do snowball, get a lot of kills, control like the early game, I will just have abysmal CS, and it's for a lot of the time like extending fights and like contesting objectives for way too long. That's a big problem of mine.
Well, just set it based on timers. Literally just based on timers. So if you go back on that play, you can see the timer before it happens. So right here, you're going to see it. So you shove in and you're like, all right, I'm going to go to Dragon. Okay, I'm with it. There's your clock right there. There's your timer. Well, if you get contested, like this, that's okay. Because that means that if they rotate over, they're going to lose farm from me. Hold on. Where's my... There it is. From here to here, they're going to lose farm. It's gone. So it's just give and take. If you leave Dragon right now, do you think they could feel comfortable in taking it?
No.
Then you won. Like, you won the exchange at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to start identifying. This. Yes, you had a little timer, but then Nocturne left base. I guess what you have to remember is that when players are contesting you, they're giving up stuff. Nocturne could be farming right now. He's choosing, instead of getting a farm lead, to cancel out your Dragon, potentially. These guys could be farming and pushing right now. They're choosing instead to try to stop you on Dragon. It's perfectly acceptable then to just bail and then reset and refresh, because you'd already won an exchange. And this is what I tell every single client. Once you've got the lead, you coast. You just, decision-making wise, you coast. You take every CS, you just take sure thing fights. That's all you got to do. I literally lost a bunch of games today, and even though my teammates sucked, at least in every single game, I went, ooh, I should not have fought there. That was bad. In every single loss.
Yeah, I think that definitely something that happens to me a lot.
Yeah, we have to start thinking control, control, control. Because dropping this big of a wave on some sort of like coin flip means that you're tunneling too much on trades and not looking at the waves and not being confident and being like, you know what, this wave is bigger than this fight. Because that's really what it's about. We're not losing yet, though. I want to see when we start losing. All right, let's talk about this.
Goofy flash.
It's kind of goofy movement all around. First, you should be ulting from this bush. You'll get a better stun that way if you're back here.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is... I mean, I don't even care if he hits you. Know what I mean?
It's almost like Pike PTSD.
Yeah. But it's pre-6 and you have... Remember, you bought health first, brother. Shit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna buy that shit, you might as well just stand in there and fight. No, you push the lane here. See, this is another mistake. You're griefing.
I actually knew that. It pissed me off, or it didn't piss me off, but like I knew you'll see me stutter step like there. I was like, I should go bottom. I don't know why I'm going bottom, but I've already like taken like I'm thinking about it. My brain knows what I'm supposed to do, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, see, you're letting the wave get hung up here and you're not actually taxing the enemy that you just killed. So the wave gets hung. Oh yeah, you're a friendly ADC. Look at you. I mean, she missed a huge wave too. But this is just silly. So that's your second mistake. Similar mistake too, by the way. Same exact idea. Now you're losing XP again. And XP check. She's almost a full level ahead. Imagine she got her wave. Yeah, they recalled. I like the all-in right away, or the attempt at an all-in. Drunk Lux.
Shut down. Shut down. Turret plating will soon fall.
For 3-0. What did you see that made you feel like you needed to rotate all the way away?
I had seen both the bottom lanes go bottom, and I knew that Lux's mid was probably gonna die. Probably should have just let her die.
Right here, I'm going back to bottom when I see this, and I'm just gonna fling my arrow. Well, I guess you're not really gaining much. I mean, because this wave isn't that great, and the plates have died. Yeah, I guess it's okay, because the plates have died. It's not bad. It's not like we get plates.
This one, I finally had the courage. Well, I was like, I need to just let them die.
In my opinion, the play is to rotate the top. See what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
So, like, all right, you've got options. Let's go through them real quick, and then we'll get into some games. I'm starting to see there's like some rotational issues with us. We like to do goofy things on rotation a lot. And we've already done like 3 goofy ones. So, can we push mid or not?
No.
Why not?
Because the minions are holding them, and there's like 4 of them by dragons, so they could rotate up.
But you can see them, right?
Yeah.
So can you push or not?
Probably.
Probably. And so where would we stand? Here? When we're pushing?
On the left side, because like
so probably over here
there.
somewhere, right? Like going this way?
Mm-hmm.
So you said, okay, I write off dragon, right? That's basically what you were just going to tell me. You're like, well, my team, I don't really think this dragon works. And your logic being, you know, Ashe is coming out of base, Shaco's pretty low, etc., etc. Ezreal's coming out of base. Shaco's really low, and Lux is where? Where are you, Lux? Oh, she's in it. Okay. So you're like, I don't really like this, right? I write this off. If you do that, you need to come up with an idea of what else you can do. So either I'm going to shove and cheat the shove, or I'm going to rotate opposite of the map and do something on the other side. I'm not just going to stand here in mid while my team loses dragon. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So let's see what you decide to do.
This is so bad.
So you flip it.
No, not at all. This is actually
Yeah.
horrible.
There was I mean, it was close.
I flash into it. I need to unbind my flash ability.
Yeah, the strange flashes are a little. They just don't make a whole lot of sense because you're doing it without an execute a lot of the time. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah. I like do a lot of damage over the fight. I can't I gotta be positioning way better.
well, it's not that it's like never okay to flash forward. It's just if you're gonna do it, it has to basically be like a one auto situation to justify it. That's how the Koreans do it.
That makes sense.
No, I think his build's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with what he did. I mean, Kraken or Triforce work fine. He would clean this up if he just had a little bit more discipline here. Because you did all this, like, needlessly fancy shit before you had W up. Do you see what I mean? Like, you're flashing forward, but you don't actually have execute when you flash forward. But if you had just sat back, if you just sat back and looked for like a W flash forward in auto, it might have worked. But personally, I think missing all that XP is what fucked you. I still think that's the issue. You're level 9 if you didn't drop XP being a goober this game. And then you win easy.
Think the guys is up on CS too. Like by a good amount.
Yeah, if you didn't drop all that XP, you would have won anyways. Look. You would not have died here. This doesn't kill you, in my opinion. Or you would have just killed Vhagar outright to begin with. Okay. Let's go look at some games. Play some games.